And, when we continue this discussion about ring culture, you have to have someone who didn't win that understands why legends who didn't win the game are not going to be spoken about the same way, that there's levels to this, right? And, Chris Webber, he was on this episode of First Take as well, and he had quite a bit to say, and they asked him about it. So they asked him about it, and, he gave his opinion, and I thought that, it was one of the more respectable opinions up on that stage. So, I'm gonna play this for you guys as well, and we'll react together.
Well, there has to be a measuring stick.
That's what he had to say about it.
Thanks, D-Web. Thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate you.
Thank y'all for having me.
Yeah. All right, so you just heard LeBron. It's a hot topic on our conversation. We already discussed it earlier, and I got into it a little bit, but ring culture. Where are you on this?
I think they're different conversations.
Okay.
I don't think someone's a scrub because they did not win a championship, especially if you were a bus driver, like if you were the guy responsible leading your team.
Yeah.
But that you're not allowed to. And I mean, it should be. So sports is that anyone can lose. Like it's sweet or you know what I mean? So I think it's time to put too much on rings, but I do think rings count. I would have to say that. So my favorite players like a Barkley or Malone and others, of course, Malone's one of the greatest players ever. But if you do put a ring into that, I get the conversation.
Yeah, there's a door, but everyone doesn't respect that door.
Yeah.
Right. So if you say, we're going to take all the guys who made the Hall of Fame, and then we separate them guys by rings, no one is sitting at some of those tables because no one cares.
Yeah.
Right. Some of your rings don't matter because you wasn't that guy. Right. Mm-hmm. You don't have a ring, but you was that guy. Your peers would say, I'm sitting with him.
Yeah.
Right. You're like, like with you, Rasheed, Tim Duncan, KG. If them two have rings, Tim Duncan is going to say, yo, sit with me. There's rings there's ringless guys that he's going to respect over guys who got a ring on somebody else's back.
Yeah.
Gil pointed out, so you were talking about this in the first hour, and as I've had an opportunity to really absorb your points, I'm going to concede.
They don't respect that. I think it's complete bullshit. There's no way that Michael Jordan is going to let certain people sit at that table with him. He'll let the no ring people sit at his table. He's friends with them. He's friends with Patrick Ewing. He used to be friends with Charles Barkley, right? But those guys at the table, they still understand that there's levels to it. And Chris Webber, I think that he nailed it as well. I mean, he was pretty short and sweet about it. Like, hey, if you didn't win a title, like, you shouldn't even think that you should be able to sit at that table. So you're not included. And he's like, I mean, you shouldn't be. So I really appreciate him because, it's just, especially the point he made about like, hey, like, NBA is not sweet. It's not sweet over here. There's competition. Levels. There's just levels to it, right? And Chris Webber never won. He never won. But he knows what time it is. He's not going to go and try to sit at Michael Jordan's table. He's not going to try to go and sit at Kobe Bryant's table. That's just not going to happen. I'll never forget Charles Barkley was on All the Smoke podcast a while back. And, he nailed it as well. I mean, he said it like it is. He told it like it was. There's levels to this shit. You can't just sit at any table. You can't just open any door and think that you're qualified to be there and to walk into it. That's not how it works. There's no entitlement in sports. It's got to be integrity at some point, and athletic performance is one of those only places that you get that. So Charles Barkley, this is what he said on All the Smoke. I don't know if you guys remember this, but it was a good one.
That's what he had to say about it. That's what he had to say about it.
But those are the rules. Mm-hmm. It's like my rules. Hey, I'm in the Hall of Fame, but I'm in a different wing than the guys who won the championship. I mean,
still in the Hall of Fame.
I know, but I'm saying though, Jack, hey, I understand.
Mm-hmm.
I understand the rules. Like Charles are great, Karl Malone's great, Patrick Ewing's great. They're not at the table with Magic, Bird, LeBron, Kobe. There's levels to this shit. And I ain't mad at that. I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I could have won a championship, I can go across the room. But the rules are the rules. we have to play by the rules. And this ain't got nothing with motherfuckers on TV who get paid to talk shit.
Mm-hmm.
We talking about players.
Right.
We talking about players. We understand, like, yeah, hey, I'm not at the table with Bird and Magic, those guys. Hey, yeah, am I a great player? Yes, I am. I understand that. But there are levels and there's tables to this thing.
And now we have so many people.
There's levels and there's tables to this thing, period. Am I a great player? Yes. But I don't sit with Magic and Bird. It's just reality. And I don't understand why LeBron James can't accept that there's levels to greatness. Everybody's not on the same level. And no, LeBron James, you are not comparable to Michael Jordan. And please don't make me count the